meet the men from the Ministry. Let's take another spin in government circles with Norma, Ronald, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, and the men from the Ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. The British civil servant is a dignified figure, holding himself half aloof from life's hurly-burly. For his living depends on propriety, and he knows that half aloof is better than no bread. But today, in the General Assistance Department, Lennox Brown is somewhat ruffled.
Really, Mildred, your typing's getting worse. Look at this report on road safety.
Have I made another little boo-boo?
I was drawing attention to that dangerous double bend just outside Wenlock, wasn't I? Right? Yes. And look what you've typed.
Many accidents have occurred on this notorious double bed.
And the next sentence, go on.
It must be remembered there's a lot going on outside wedlock.
Is right, isn't it? And look at this. This paragraph should read 58 persons breathalyzed, not 58 parsons.
I'm ever so sorry, sir. It's been all go this week. I've hardly had a day to myself.
Morning, man.
You're late this morning, too?
Doesn't matter, does it? The office is open all day.
Well, that's not the point, is it? I mean, the fact is it's bad for the civil service image. Some people think we all get in at 11 and we sit round drinking tea and we slope off home at 3:30.
That's not true. Last Thursday I was here till 3:45.
Well, of course it's not true, but the point is it's what the public believe. They're always ready to knock the civil service.
Right on, sir. Did you see yesterday's Sunday Chronicle? Here, I brought the article to show you. It's called Sex in the Civil Service.
I don't believe it.
I'm astonished, Mildred.
Ex-Ministry Secretary Betty Bedwell says many executives doodle in their secretaries' pads, and some even spend the night in them.
Here, do you remember Betty Bedwell? She's been on more knees than a napkin.
And there's a section here about somewhere called the Swinging Brolly Club.
The Swinging Brolly Club? Well, what on earth's that?
Oh, it's a naughty place in Soho, sir. Specially geared to the civil service. The girls all strip in triplicate. And the whiskey's laced with tea.
Gracious me.
It says lots of top ministry executives spend their afternoons there.
I'm very surprised, Mildred. I thought that sort of thing was confined to the permanent undersecretary.
Well, I think Sir Gregory's the worst.
Everyone knows about Sir Gregory. You saw that memo he issued last month.
Oh, yes, saying bosses whose secretaries are absent should take advantage of the girls in the typing pool.
But I'm amazed, that others are letting the side down. Still, if this sort of thing goes on, the paper's right to expose it.
Yeah.
Let me keep this article, will you, Mildred? I'd like to study it at leisure, you see. It actually has the address of the Swinging Brolly Club, does it?
Oh, yes, sir. But why would you want to study it?
Why? Yes. Well, I feel it should be brought to the attention of the highest authorities, you see.
You mean Malcolm Muggeridge?
Well, something like that.
Well, I'll leave the article on your desk then.
Thank you. Yes. Well, no, not like that, so that everyone can see it, Mildred. Pop it in an envelope or something.
Oh, righty-ho, sir.
Yes.
Oh, and you asked me to remind you about hospitality budgets.
Hospitality budget?
Ah, yes. There's a circular from Sir Gregory. Executives are to have individual hospitality allowances to bring us in line with common market practice.
I say, you mean when important visitors call, we can offer them something? We can stop pretending the canteen's been closed by the health inspector?
As I understand it, yes. We have to estimate a figure to cover our needs and enter it on this form.
How much are you going to ask for?
Quite a lot, Mildred.
Oh.
Quite a lot, yes. There'll be European civil servants coming over here expecting champagne, caviar.
Then you'd better ask for £1 a week.
Okay. Oh, that may be a little too much, No, the permanent undersecretary might not approve, you see.
You know what Sir Gregory's like? Mean old grumbler.
Darling, you two. Oh, good mean old Sir Gregory. Good morning, Sir Grumbly.
Be quiet, man.
Yes, sir.
Have you filled in your hospitality plan?
We were just about to put pen to paper, sir.
We thought a reasonable estimate might be £1 a week.
£1 a week?
Well, is that excessive, sir?
Or perhaps it's too much.
Well, of course it's too much. This is public money. It can't be dished out like confetti. your hospitality budget will be 50p.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, these are stringent times. I shall be keeping my own hospitality budget down to £850 this year.
Oh, I see, sir. Yes, just £850 a year.
Of course not £850 a month. I am an important senior figure and have to entertain foreign VIPs and trade delegations.
Really?
We have vital business to do. These people don't come to see me for fun.
I'm sure they don't.
The public seem to imagine we civil servants just have a good time at the nation's expense.
We were remarking earlier, sir, that there's been a lot of sniping at the civil service lately.
Oh, indeed there has. We're very much in the public eye. In fact, the whole of next week's Panorama is to be devoted to the civil service.
Panorama? Even that TV program? Oh, I must watch.
Well, naturally, I have been asked to appear.
On the other hand, I may be out that evening.
Well, they're looking at every aspect of the civil service. Lord Stilton's asked me to take part and explain these hospitality budgets, show how essential they are. I'll be interviewed by Robin Gay.
Oh, Robin Gay. He's the chap at the back of that big bow tie.
Yes, quite so. Well, I've had details prepared of this budget scheme and the sums involved, so Robin Gay can study them in advance and ask me the relevant questions.
Good idea, sir, yes.
Now, they're in this envelope, which I want you to send to the television centre. Make sure you post it today, first class, without fail.
Without fail, sir, you can rely on us.
And no slip-ups on this one. Lord Stilton himself is involved.
Oh.
There you are, pitching.
Oh, good morning, Lord Stilton. Do come in, sir. Have a seat, sir. Make yourself at home. But how's Lady Stilton? Did her facelift work?
Stop chattering, man. What the devil's got into you? I haven't been at the medicinal brandy again, have
Not
you?
yet, sir. I mean, not at all, sir.
Well, this TV thing you're doing next week, have you prepared all the data?
Oh, I certainly have, sir. I've given them a complete breakdown.
I'm not surprised you've had me on the verge of one often enough. Now, what sort of figure are you quoting for hospitality?
Well, I've quoted £850, sir.
£850 a year?
£850 a month.
Oh, good grief, Pitkin, you're finally snapped. Too much wine, women, and song.
Oh, I don't often sing, sir.
£850 a month, indeed, for hospitality.
Well, you think it's too much?
It's 850 times too much, man. If the TV people saw a figure like that, the civil service would be pilloried.
Well, it was only a light-hearted suggestion, Lord Stilton.
Well, I hope you haven't sent this light-hearted suggestion to the BBC.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I haven't. No, I haven't. I certainly haven't sent it to the BBC. Good Lord, no, sir.
Well, if the press or the media got wind of such a figure, you'd be out on your ear. They mustn't think we are wasting money. Quote a much lower figure. Good grief. £850 a month, what an idea. The man's an absolute...
Good Lord, out on the ear. Oh, thank heavens I gave that envelope to Lennox, Brown and Lamb. Those idle fools won't have posted it yet. They couldn't have. Could they?
You know, and I'm sure they're using inferior paper for these memo pads.
Oh, what makes you think that, sir?
That last paper dart. We've got nowhere near that traffic warden down there. Just did a feeble U-turn and embarrassed a pigeon on the windowsill.
Yes, I'm afraid the quality of life is declining everywhere, you know.
Of course, I really need some cardboard. I think there's a file cover over here somewhere. Hello, what's this?
Oh, that's the envelope Sir Gregory told you to post to the BBC.
Oh, so that's where it went. I couldn't find it yesterday, and then I forgot all about it.
Sir Gregory will go fair if he finds you haven't sent it.
Oh, well, we can rush it round today, and perhaps he needn't know.
Lennox, Brown, Lamb.
Well, talk of the devil. Devilish nice to see you, Sir Gregory. Do come in.
Have you posted that important BBC letter yet? The one I gave you yesterday?
Oh, will it make a difference to you, Sir Gregory?
Well, of course it will.
You seem rather agitated, if I may say so, sir.
Did you post that letter?
Oh, dear.
Yes, we did. We did, sir, yes.
Did we? Oh, we did, yes.
Oh, you didn't perhaps, by any chance, maybe post it second class?
Oh, good heavens, no, sir. Anything involving yourself, sir, naturally has to be first class.
Oh, yes, it'll be at the BBC by now.
Oh, I see.
Well, don't worry, Sir Gregory. We wouldn't let you down.
No, I won't worry.
Right, Let's get this over there at once.
It really wasn't a fib, you know. I had my fingers crossed.
Well, we can get into the BBC right away if we take it by taxi.
That'll be as quick as if we posted it yesterday. Who do we deliver it to?
The name's on the envelope. Look, Mr. Capon, Chief Liaison Officer, Television. Right?
Hello-y. Jeremy Capon, Chief Liaison Officer, Television speaking.
Sir Gregory Pitkin, General Assistant Department at the Ministry.
Hello-y.
There's been a slight slip-up, Mr. Capon. Nothing to do with me, of course. But you'll be receiving an envelope from my department today.
Nice.
Now, I want you to ignore it. Do you understand? Ignore it and destroy it without opening it. The wrong document has been sent. That letter must be destroyed.
Oh, no trouble at all, Ducky. If only more correspondence could be destroyed without being opened, how happy we'd all be.
Right.
We have a machine here to destroy all unwanted papers. It's an electronic shredder, Ducky. I'll see your envelopes put in there.
Oh, I'm very much obliged to you, Mr. Capon.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
What a dominating man. Come in.
Good morning. Are you the Chief Liaison Officer, Television?
That's right, Ducky. Didn't you see it on the door? C-L-O-T?
Yes, then you're Mr. Capon.
Call me Jeremy. Jeremy Capon.
Yes. Well, we've brought this document from the Ministry, Mr. Jeremy.
Oh, I've had a call from Sir Gregory Pitkin about that.
Yes, he's one of my staff. You know.
Well, I assured him the envelope would go in our machine right away. I must say, he seemed very forceful.
Well, that's one of the things people call him.
Well, perhaps you boys wouldn't mind taking it along. Down the corridor on the left, third door on the right. Tell the lady this document's to go straight into the machine.
Have you switched on the computer, Edgar?
Yes, I'm switched on, Miss Swan. I said I'm all switched on.
Don't just stand there fiddling with your data. Start feeding it in.
This is all to do with the licence increase, is it?
The BBC is facing a sharp rise in costs. The computer will work out what licence we need to cover it.
I suppose there'll be the usual grumbles when it goes up. I said grumbles when it goes up.
No doubt. People don't appreciate our expenses. New blouses for Angela Rippon.
Increased charges for glazing Esther Ranson's teeth. I said Esther Ranson's teeth.
New pens for announcers to clip in their pockets after they've read the news.
New jokes for Bruce Forsyth. I said old jokes for Bruce Forsyth.
Good morning, madam.
Just one moment, I'll switch the machine off.
There you are. That must be the machine. I told you, he said, down the corridor on the right, third door on the left.
Yes, what is it?
This document's to go in your machine, madam.
Indeed. On whose authority, may I ask?
Mr. Capon asked us to bring it.
Oh. Mr. Capon. Well, whatever he says goes. Such a nice young man.
Yes, quite.
Edgar, Mr. Capon says this document's to go in the machine.
Miss Bentwater there, please. Now, let's see. 8:15, Panorama, facts, views, and people in the news. Yes, that's me.
Hello, Daphne Bentwater speaking.
Oh, hello, my little lotus blossom. Bunny here. Just reminding you to watch your TV tonight.
Oh, as if I'd forget, Bunny.
Special occasion one.
Oh, yes. I never miss the Sweeney.
No, my dear. It's tonight I'm on Panorama talking about civil service budgets.
I'm sure you'll be awfully good, Bunny. You've got such a loud voice.
Well, yes, I have a certain authority.
And you've got the gift of the gab.
Well, I have a flair for words, yes.
And I'm sure you've prepared all the facts and figures.
Yes, I have prepared... Good grief, no.
Pardon, Bunny?
Well, I had prepared them, but Lord Stilton wanted changes. I cancelled the old, but I haven't sent them any new.
Oh, dear.
I'll get something over there at once. I'm glad you reminded me. I'll find some way of thanking you later, after the broadcast.
You could come to my flat for a bite.
Good idea. And then we'll have some supper. Bye-bye, my poppet. Miss Bingle, assemble some data on hospitality budgets for my Panorama interview. And quickly, please. They need to know what to ask me about.
Here you are, Mr. Lennox Brown. Yesterday's Sunday Chronicle, the second instalment of Sex in the Civil Service.
What did they expose this week?
Oh, a real scandal, sir. Rude goings-on at the seaside home for retired civil servants.
Good Lord.
It's all that ozone that does it.
What page is this article, Mildred?
Page 9. You passed it.
You'd have thought they'd be past it. Yes, well, I haven't got time now. Cut out the article and put it with the first one, would you, please?
Righty-ho, sir. Where's the envelope? Yeah, the ministry's really in the news, isn't it? What with tonight's Panorama.
I just hope Sir Gregory does a decent job. I can't help thinking they might have asked us.
Quite, yes. I felt very much at ease at the TV centre last week.
Me too. We seemed to fit in with the television people.
Yes. Did you meet any stars, sir?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, we chatted with Arthur Negus in the canteen.
He was trying to guess the age of a BBC meat pie.
We watched Kenneth Kendall sliding down the banisters.
I think I made quite an impression. I heard the girl at the desk say, "We've got a right one here."
Lennox Brown, Lamb, I have a job for you. It means you're going to the television centre.
Oh, Sir Gregory, we'd be delighted to do so, sir. Yes, we're known and respected figures there, you know.
Is it to do with tonight's Panorama?
Yes, my secretary's preparing further data for my interview. You'd better take an early lunch and she'll leave the envelope on your desk. Rush it across first thing this afternoon.
It shall be done, sir, yes.
Hospitality increases have had to be slightly cut, I'm afraid, but only for the moment. I shall make it plain we're not getting enough, and we hope for more in the spring when the economic climate improves.
As you're new to this TV business, sir, we thought you'd like us to be with you tonight.
What? You two? Be there?
Well, we felt it would give you a lift, sir. Though we couldn't actually be with you in the studio, of course.
Oh, you couldn't?
No.
We thought we'd watch in the next-door viewing room. It's for VIPs and friends of those taking part.
Well, you're neither VIPs nor friends, but I suppose you could use it if you want.
Yes, well, we'll be there, sir.
Well, don't sit too near the front, and no need to come round afterwards. I'm sure you'll want to get home.
Thank you very much, sir.
Where is my studio, by the way?
It's rather complicated. I'll draw a little map and leave it at reception for you.
Well, get that envelope to Robin Gay's office immediately after lunch.
Robin Gay's office? Yes, sir.
Yes, he may be overawed at the thought of meeting me, so give him time to prepare his questions.
Robin, I've got the final running order for tonight's programme.
Good evening. What do we start with?
Well, we start with the numbers employed in the civil service, and we'll state them again at the end of the programme, as by then they'll have gone up.
Quite.
We've deleted the piece on the ministry's post-war achievements.
Why?
There weren't any.
I see. Go on.
Then comes your interview with Sir Gregory Pitkin.
About?
About 2 minutes. That'll be enough. They say he's a frightful bore.
No. About what? What am I interviewing him about?
Well, I'm not awfully sure. But 2 civil servants brought in an envelope full of stuff just after lunch. It's in there with your spare bow ties.
Oh, yes. Here we are. Let me see. What's this? The envelope's full of newspaper cuttings.
Really? Oh, so it is. Sex in the civil service. Well, that must be what he wants to talk about.
Well, if we're dealing with that sort of rubbish, I'd better increase him to 10 minutes. It's the kind of thing viewers like.
Right, everyone. Break now. We're on the air in just under an hour. Back at 7:40, please.
I must say, too, this is a nice comfy chair. And these viewing rooms are really luxurious, aren't they?
And the TV set's much better than my landlady's.
She doesn't have colour?
She doesn't have a picture at all. And it needs winding up to get any sound.
Oh, quiet you now. Panorama starting.
Good evening. Tonight's Panorama is entirely devoted to that unique institution, the British Civil Service. We'll be looking at its history, its numbers, its function. And I'll be talking to Sir Gregory Pitkin, Permanent Under-Secretary, about the controversial topic of sex in the civil service. But first, I invite you to look at...
That can't be right. Sir Gregory's supposed to be talking about budgets. It was all in that buff envelope.
Buff envelope? No, we gave him a white envelope.
The white envelope had Mildred's newspaper cuttings. Quick, we must get round to the studio at once. They've got it all wrong. Come on, hurry.
No, no. I'm sorry, you can't come in. Absolutely no visitors are allowed on the set during transmission.
But, madam, this is important. Sir Gregory Pitkin's interview.
That may have to be cut. Sir Gregory hasn't turned up yet. We think he may have got lost.
You half-baked nitwit lamb, this map of yours is nonsense.
Ah, this must be him now. Thank heavens you're here, Sir Gregory. You're on in a few moments.
Well, I've been trying to follow this useless map. I've been up on the roof and down in the boiler room twice. I'll murder you, lad.
Sir Gregory, you can chat with your chums later. Please come with me. You're on.
Yes, Sir Gregory, there's been an awful mistake.
Mistake? This map's a disaster. All right, young lady, I'll follow you.
Commissioner, don't let these men through. The program is on the air.
Oh, dear me. Well, Sue, I suppose we'd better watch.
What do you think will happen?
Well, it's obvious what'll happen. The man will ask about sex in the civil service, and Sir Gregory will talk about budgets.
Well, we tried to warn him.
Well, he'll never listen, will he? Go on, better turn the sound up.
Yeah.
Professor Burke, thank you. Well, Sir Gregory Pitkin has just arrived, and we are going to discuss the controversial issue I mentioned earlier. Sir Gregory, this is a delicate matter, but facts are facts, and we have to face them.
Well, yes, this is a sensitive area, but I don't intend to beat about the bush. The plain fact is, I'm not getting enough.
Indeed. This is you, personally?
Well, many of my colleagues are in the same boat. Mind you, we all hope to get more in the spring, when the climate is...
Really?
Well, I'm glad we're discussing this topic. I prefer to have it out in the open.
I'm sure we all do.
But although we've got the spring to look forward to, I'd like a little bit now. Our opposite numbers in Europe get far more, you know.
Is that really so?
Yes, in Brussels there's a special department for it. And if any civil servant overdoes it in 1 week, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
Next month I'm expecting a foreign delegation. I'd like to put on a show for them. Let them see what we British can do.
Sir Gregory, I must ask you to be a lot less strict.
And I may say the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition will be involved.
Sir Gregory, please.
May I explain what their position will be?
Stop! I'm sorry, Sir Gregory, but two bowler-hatted men have burst into the studio.
Stop the interview. Switch off the cameras.
It's all a mistake, Mr. Gay. When Sir Gregory says he wants more, he doesn't mean he wants more. He means he wants more because he put it in the wrong envelope and he hasn't been getting enough because of his small emoluments.
Well, viewers, due to a technical hitch, that's the end of Panorama for this week. In fact, I think that's the end of Panorama.
Well, Edgar, has the computer behaved itself in my absence?
I was a bit surprised how the license went up.
That was the point of the exercise, man, to discover how much we needed.
I know, but £850 a month does seem a bit steep. I said a bit steep.
£850 a month for a TV license? That's ridiculous. I said that's ridiculous.
Well, I think it was this last item from those two men in bowler hats. You remember, it wouldn't fit in my end, so we shoved it in up yours. I said up yours.
This document? Sir Gregory Pitkin, hospitality, £850 a month? This is a mistake. It has nothing to do with us. This document must have overridden the whole computer process. £850 a month. No one's going to pay that for a TV license.
Well, they'll have to. I said they'll have to. It's the law now.
Here is the news read by Brian Martin. The new £850 TV licence appears to have caused a sharp drop in viewing. But it's claimed the BBC is still winning on Saturday nights, BBC One being watched by as many as 4 viewers, and ITV by 2 men and a dog. Large-scale TV redundancies have caused many well-known names to seek employment elsewhere. Richard Baker and other newsreaders have become town criers, and Ronnie Corbett has resumed his career as a garden gnome. Cinemas are reported to be full, especially those serving supper on a tray. And it's believed that some families, now without television, have even started talking to each other. Many TV addicts, desperate for a fix, have found relief in their local laundrettes. Laundrette owners are charging 50p to watch black and white washing go round, and £1 for coloured things.
Now, of all the stupid, blundering idiocy. Of all the fatuous, bone-headed, nitwit and lunacy, you useless, idle, bungling numbskulls.
Sir Gregory, if you're displeased, please come right out and say so.
Don't tell me how you fed my budget into that computer. Don't tell me why. The fact is you did. And the nation's lost its TV, and I've got the blame. You realise I'm finished, don't you? I'm finished.
Really, you usually go on much longer.
Great career in ruins.
That man who sold matches outside the station's retired. I think his pitch is vacant.
We buy a box from you every day, sir?
Well, every other day.
Oh, that does it, you two. I'll murder you.
There you are, Pitkin. I thought I heard happy voices.
Come in, Lord Stilton.
I thought you'd like to know that TV business is cleared up, and that the licence is down to a sensible level, and the public are all switched on again.
That is good news, Lord Stilton.
Well, actually, the PM's delighted with the whole thing. Viewers are so glad to have TV back, they're even watching political broadcasts.
Good Lord.
Well done, Pitkin. What's this I hear about you resigning?
Good heavens, what an idea. I wouldn't dream of it. No, I tell you what, sir, let me buy you a drink at my club.
Oh, very civil of you.
Oh, anything urgent, Lennox Brown, I'll be on this number.
Very good, sir, yes.
Yeah, we can have a quiet chat about future policy, sir. Study the form and so on.
They'll be studying the form, all right. This is the number of the Swinging Brolly Club.
Oh, I say, the wicked old devil.
Just a minute, sir. How do you know the number of the Swinging Brolly Club?
What? Oh, no, please.
Muddling through as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also feature were Norma, Ronald Baddiley and John Graham. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor. Time to meet the men from the ministry. Join us once more on the ministry merry-go-round with Norma, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham, Nicolette McKenzie, and the men from the ministry, Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Ministry staff are ready and willing, a few ready to work and the rest willing to let them. In the General Assistance Department, Lennox Brown and Secretary Mildred are bearing the brunt at the moment as they grapple with London's traffic problems.
There's a complaint from the City Bus Company, sir. You told them to take 12 standing upstairs on their Route 247.
I did, Mildred, yes. We need less people in cars and more on public transport. The bus companies must cooperate.
Well, they've tried it for a week, but they say it's caused problems.
Well, 12 people standing on top, how has that caused problems?
On that route, they're single-decker buses.
No, there's always some feeble excuse, isn't there?
Well, it seems it's affected their business, sir. Passengers are falling off.
People have no social conscience, you know.
Well, you can't force them to use the buses.
Of course we can force them, Mildred. Of course we can. I shall instruct the police to flag down all moving cars in that area, and when they pull up, the wardens can book them for parking. Immobilize vehicles and lock up the drivers. That's the way to keep the traffic moving. Don't you agree, too?
No. What did you say, man?
Cars, too. Do you favour an embargo?
No, I prefer British cars.
Oh, Glory, what's the matter with you? You don't seem to be with us.
I was thinking out a problem.
Oh, go on. You was daydreaming, wasn't you?
Was I?
Well, you must have been. You just dipped a pen in your teacup and put sugar in the ink.
Well, I'm a bit tired, that's all.
Yes, but you're always tired. Are you sleeping properly at night? You haven't lapsed into your bad old ways, have you? Staying up for the 10 o'clock news.
No, I go to bed quite early. There's nothing else to do.
Nothing to do?
Sometimes I feel quite desperate. It's the same at the office. There's never anything to do.
What are you talking about? There's work to be done.
Well, I'm not that desperate. But somehow things are passing me by. I
Feel like a prunestone pushed to the side of life's plate.
What on earth's come over you two?
Oh, don't worry. I get these moods, you know. Perhaps it's because I'm not fully extended.
Not fully extended?
I think I'll take a walk and stretch my legs.
Oh, well, that's a start, I suppose.
I'll go and see if this month's staff magazine's in yet. If it is, I can draw moustaches on the photos. Job it on.
Would you have him and leave it?
Very odd. Did he even finish his tea?
Yeah, and that was only his fourth cup. I'll pop it back in the pot. Keep it warm for later.
Well, we'd better get on, Mildred. The Permanent Under-Secretary wants progress on these traffic problems.
Oh, trust Sir Gregory. He's always making trouble.
Well, to be fair, he's being subjected to a great deal of pressure.
Well, he should either drink less or wear wider trousers.
I mean that the traffic experts say London's on the brink of disaster.
Now then, you two. Good Lord, another pot of tea?
No, thanks, Sir Gregory. No, we haven't finished this one. But do come in, sir. We're busy on the traffic scheme.
I'm glad to hear it.
Mainly parking and access, you know, yes. We've already created a lot of turns in Turnham Green and a lot of bays in Bayswater.
And you're now working on...
Cockfosters.
I see. But the big problem is moving transport. What about the new buses?
Ah, you mean the larger ones, Sir Gregory?
Well, of course I mean the larger ones. I told you last year that bigger buses would carry more people and ease the congestion.
Indeed you did, sir. Indeed you did, yes. The larger buses were ordered immediately and will come into service next week. The specifications were drawn up by my colleague and by myself.
Where is Lamb, by the way?
Ah, he's extending himself. Stretching his... what was he stretching, Mildred?
He's going to admin, sir, to mark up some papers.
Ha! More likely skulking in the canteen. I'm told he sat there all Monday afternoon watching the plastic oranges go round.
Yes, but he does seem a little out of sorts lately, sir.
Hanging around like a drooping daffodil. There are redundancies coming, you know.
Redundancies, Sir Gregory? No, you...
The government spending axe. Heads are going to roll. Lamb's head might even bounce. You'd better tell him to pull his socks up.
Oh, it's nasty. I wonder what's wrong with Mr. Lamb.
He's at a funny age, Mildred. Life's glittering prizes have eluded him. And he's got no hobbies to divert him, you see.
That's what he needs, Mr. Lennox Brown. A good hobby. Something to get involved in.
Yes, well, you're right, of course, but would he ever make the effort?
Well, he would if we started him off, sir. Now, the Civil Service Handbook somewhere here. It lists all the club's leisure activities.
Yeah, but should we interfere, Mildred? It isn't really our business, you see.
It is, sir. If he got the sack for being too boring, we'd get a stranger here. Might be one of them whiz kids making work for all of us.
Oh, by Jove, you're right there, Mildred. Yes, it's our duty to help Mr. Lamb. Yes, indeed, yes. Give him a hand through this tricky time. Yes. Now, what sort of things do the club offer?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Well, there's hang gliding. That's very trendy.
Would that be suitable for Mr. Lamb?
It says here it calls for intelligence and initiative.
Never mind, try something else.
There's a water skiing club. Water skiing needs skill, grace, and stamina.
Pity. Any other sections?
Stamp collecting group?
No. Philately will get him nowhere now. No, he needs something active, you see.
I've got it.
What?
Ballroom dancing. For both the young and the not so young, the passport to social success.
I'm afraid Mr. Lamb lost his passport years ago. But no, wait a minute, Mildred, no. That's just the thing.
Tuesday evening classes with Mr. Manley. My friend Dawn says they're very good.
That's it then, that's it, if we can persuade Mr. Lamb to join.
Yes.
I'm back one. Is it time to go home yet?
Certainly not. There's work to be done. And I warn you, Sir Gregory's noticed you're not pulling your weight.
I thought Sir Gregory liked me these days. He actually smiled at me yesterday.
Sir Gregory smiled at you?
Well, it was more of a laugh, really, when I caught my head in the lift gates.
Mildred and I are worried about you, too.
Oh?
Yes. It's clear that you're going through a very difficult time, and we would like to help.
Don't need any help.
Well, we think you do, and you need a stimulating hobby. Better relaxation means better work.
Well, if I went home now, I could start relaxing at once.
Look, we think you should join the Civil Service Dancing Club, Mr. Lamb.
Dancing? Me?
You were dancing like a maniac at the Christmas party.
Well, Miss Clegg spilled hot punch in my lap.
Oh, nonsense, Sue. You're a natural mover.
They have classes on Tuesday evenings. All the fun people go. Old Mrs. Moss from Social Security and Mr. Jolly from Pensions. They're a real swinging crowd.
Tuesday evenings? You mean I'd be doing it in my own time? I wouldn't dream of it.
It says there's free tea and biscuits at the end of each session.
Well, I suppose I could give it a try.
You try it next Tuesday, Mr. Lamb. I hear Mr. Manley's a very good teacher. A real man about town.
Right, let's do it again. No music this time, Sydney.
All right, Mr. Manley.
And away we go. Back, sides together. Back, sides together. Back, sides together. Back, side kick. No! Mr. Lamb, what are you doing? You kicked Mr. Jolly.
I'm awfully sorry, my foot slipped. I'm new to this sort of thing.
I can see that, Ducky. Dancing should be a matter of grace and bodily charm. With you, it's a matter of grievous bodily harm.
I'm doing my best.
Yield to the rhythm, Mr. Lamb. Imagine you're a field of wheat yielding to the first kiss of a summer breeze.
I'm not sure that I can.
Why ever not?
I get this awful hay fever.
Oh. Miss Proudfoot, could you help Mr. Lamb? Show him the steps and try to stop him falling over.
Oh, gosh, yes, I'll have a go. Just do as I do, Mr. Lamb.
Try it again, class. And Miss Lusty, there's no need to throw up your skirt every time you turn. This isn't the can-can.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry, Mr. Manley. The rhythm is it's so sensuous. I always get carried away, you know.
But this week, the porter's not here to carry you away. So try not to tire yourself out. Right. Just moving to the rhythm once more, and forward, sides together, and turn. Watch yourself on the turn, Sydney. Forward, sides together, forward, sides together.
You gave me new confidence, Miss Proudfoot.
Oh, do call me Lydia. And can I call you Rupert?
Yes, if you want to. Actually, my name's Richard.
Gosh, silly me. Well, your dancing's improving by leaps and bounds. We ought to go in for the Golden Ballroom Cup.
Golden Ballroom Cup?
You know, the National Dancing Contest, finals at the Albert Hall.
Oh, yes, I've seen it on TV, but would we be good enough for that?
We wouldn't know till we'd tried, would we? Pick a nice, simple dance, yes. Then most evenings we could come down here to the club room and run through it.
Run through the club room?
Run through the dance with the gramophone, and we could practice during the day when things are quiet in our offices.
Which department are you with?
I'm basically with the environment gang, but I'm helping the tourist board, encouraging local attractions to bring more tourists to Britain.
How interesting.
Well, one feels one's contributing, you know. Last week, I was down in Upjohn St. Mary for the marrow dangling.
Were you really?
Any news of those road signs, Mildred?
Yes, sir. There's a list here from the GLC showing where they've put them. What are road bears? Are they dangerous?
Road bears?
This sign here, look.
Oh, Mildred, that sign says road bears left. It doesn't mean road bears left, it means road bears left.
Oh, I see.
Oh, good. Hello, Mr. And you, Miss...
Hello, it's Whizzer Wilkins.
I was just on my way to the washroom.
Yes, well, can we help you, Mr. Wilkins?
Oh, I can usually find it on my own, thanks.
No, I just thought I'd pop in to be, neighbourly, you know.
Yes, very much, but I mean, we're fairly busy at the moment tackling London's traffic flow.
We've had all these signs put up in the street.
Oh, my word, that one's unusual.
That's to warn motorists in Putney High Street. Children cross here.
I wonder what makes them so angry. Oh, well, this is a useful reminder.
Beware elderly people.
Yes, some of those old folk can turn quite vicious.
I hear you're off for a month, Mr. Wilkins.
Yes, that's right. I've been sent on a course for bright young executives. That conference place down in
Surrey?
No, I'm quite pleased. It'll be a chance to get away from all the hurly-burly, which reminds me I'd better get back to my office. I've been to the washroom, you know.
Well, it seems less vague today. Didn't say his usual goodbye to the hat stand.
I wonder how Mr. Lamb got on at his dancing class. Do you think he'll keep it up?
Well, I'll say this for him. He's not one of those who start off keen and then get apathetic. Mr. Lamb's apathetic from the start.
Morning, One. Morning, Mildred. What a wonderful day.
I don't believe it.
I'd like you to know I'm a new man today.
Well, any change would be an improvement. How was the dancing class?
Splendid. You were right, One. I do have a natural talent.
Well done, Mr. Lamb.
At the end of the evening, I showed Mr. Manley my reverse chassis, and he was amazed. He said he'd never seen anything like it.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Enjoy your leisure and you feel ready for work. Isn't that true?
It could be. I'll tell you at once if the feeling starts.
Oh, come on, two. Now, we've turned the corner, both with your problems and with the traffic. The new larger buses went into service first thing this morning.
Oh, yes, the ones we ordered. Won't Sir Gregory be pleased?
You pair of blundering half-wits! You stupid bunglers! You half-baked idle buffoons!
I'm not sure that he is pleased.
When I asked you for bigger buses, I meant longer, wider, more spacious. I did not mean higher.
You did not mean higher. No.
Your new buses are 8 feet taller. Now, any fool could tell you what that means.
Tell us, Sir Gregory.
Every bridge in London now has a bus stuck under it.
Oh. What, you mean all the buses are stuck?
Well, one driver managed to get his vehicle through.
Oh, good.
He's now driving an open-top bus with no conductor. And that's not all.
I didn't think it would be.
Those overhead placards welcoming the American president, they've all been torn and broken.
Oh, dear.
Well, they should read, London says, hello, Mr. President. And most of them now read, London says, hell. You've wasted money on a fleet of useless buses.
Oh, surely not, sir.
Well, how can they be used if they won't go under the bridges?
The answer, you see, sir, is to lower the roads. Oh, yes. I'll organise the whole thing. Just give me supreme powers and I'll go...
Lennox Brown, are you the head of this department?
No, Sir Gregory. No.
Then don't talk like an idiot. Oh. Get rid of those buses and get smaller ones, understand?
Yes.
Smaller buses.
Smaller buses.
And if you make any more mistakes, I'll throw you under one.
So, Wither Wilkins is back from his course in the country.
Yes. I hear he spent most of his time gathering whortleberries for his wine-making.
Oh, Lord. I suppose he'd give us another bottle this Christmas.
Well, if he does, Mildred, we must receive it with the same courtesy we showed last Christmas. Bury it in the window box and tell him it was delicious.
Oh, hello, you two. Welcome back.
We haven't been anywhere, Mr. Wilkins.
Really? But I haven't seen you for weeks.
It's you that's been away, Mr. Wilkins, on your course.
Oh, bless my soul, have I? Oh, I can't remember. Well, how have you lot been getting on? I hear you had trouble.
Mr. Lamb made a small error with the buses. However, I've rectified that by ordering new ones.
Oh, my word, Mr. Lennox Brown, you are the man for a crisis. Whenever there's a mess-up, I think of you.
Thank you.
What about Mr. Lamb?
We ask ourselves the same question. What about Mr. Lamb? He's become besotted with ballroom dancing. Gracious me, we scarcely see him these days.
Ballroom dancing? Oh, goodness.
Well, there's not much goodness involved. He's also got entangled with a woman.
It's easily done when you're dancing. I once got entangled with a microphone stand.
I quite believe it, Mr. Wilkins, yes. But what I mean is that Mr. Lamb is having a liaison with a female woman of the opposite sex.
Oh, surely not.
Oh, it's true. She's his dancing partner. They're in for the Golden Ballroom Cup.
It's all Mr. Lamb seems to think about now. He sleeps late to conserve his energy, and when he gets here, he goes straight to the broom cupboard.
The broom cupboard?
He tangles round the office with the mop.
And he's on a keep fit course. Iron tablets morning and night. Iron tonic 3 times a day. If he's caught in the rain, he'll go rusty.
Wasn't he involved in something last night?
Oh, yeah, that dance contest. They were in the area finals.
You know, really, it's incredible. A few months ago, the only dance he could do was St. Vitus's. I don't know, this woman must have bewitched him.
Morning, Mum. Wilfrid. Oh, hello, Whizzer. Great news, everyone. Last night, Lydia and I, we did it.
Really? Oh, I hope no one saw you.
The whole ballroom saw us. We won the area finals.
Good. Great.
We're through to the semi-finals. We're about to enjoy the fruits of success.
Just don't throw the skins on the floor.
Well, I mustn't stand here gossiping. It's time for my tea break. I hope your new buses do the trick.
Buses?
Yes, 2 buses. You remember the traffic problems? While you've been prancing about, I had to sort out your bus error. I ordered smaller ones that would not get caught under bridges. They started in service today.
Oh, good. I saw one of those big buses being towed away for scrap. I thought, what an ugly great monster.
You saw what, Mr. Lamb?
Nothing.
What an ugly great monster.
What?
Oh, not you, Sir Gregory. Another ugly monster. I mean...
be quiet, Lamb. The next round. I believe you masterminded the new, smaller buses.
That is correct, sir. Yes.
And are you familiar with the new metric measurements?
I've a simple rule of thumb, sir. I just remember that where we once used old-fashioned yards, we now use the standard continental measurement, the centimetre.
I see. Yards equal centimetres in your view. Well, that explains it.
Explains what? I mean, is there some small irregularity?
Well, nothing irregular by your standards.
No.
It's just that you fill London with miniature buses, 5 feet long and 3 feet high.
5 feet. At least the new buses won't stick under bridges.
No, but several are stuck under lorries. You hopeless morons, you bubbling, hair-brained nincompoops. If I went you in Downing Street, I'd strangle a pair of you.
Now, we'll sort this out. I mean, we'll order new buses.
Buses? Don't ever mention that word again. I've told the GLC they can run things their way.
Yes.
We're still under pressure from the minister to sort out London's traffic. Get rid of the jam. Start things moving. You know what's needed? Proper traffic flow, one-way systems. Get rid of the black spot.
It shall be done, sir.
Yeah, it's a pity we can't get rid of the worst black spot of all. This office. Oh.
Oh, well, cheer up, sir. If you make a success of this traffic scheme, Sir Gregory will forget all about the buses.
Yes, well, we'd better get on with it. Get the map of London, Mildred, will you?
Oh.
And, 2, find those plans for one-way systems.
Sorry, I'd like to help, but I have to get on with my dancing practice.
Dancing practice? But Mildred and I will be working our fingers to the bone here.
It's all right, you won't be in my way. We're practicing at the tourist board. Lydia has time off. The semi-finals next month, you know.
Well, spread out the map and we'll cover London with one-way schemes.
Right.
Now, let's have a look and see what we've got here. That yellow square is the rush hour area.
Mm-hmm.
These green triangles are access points.
And what's this brown circle?
That's where Mr. Lamb put a wet teacup.
Oh.
Now, I'll point out which way cars should turn, and you mark left turn only or right turn only as required. Right?
Yeah, you won't believe it. I never know which is left and which is right.
General Assistance Department?
Hello. Is Mr. Lamb there?
No. Mr. Lamb is not here. In fact, Mr. Lamb is rarely here at all these days. Who is that calling?
Lydia Proudfoot. I'm a chum of his.
Ah, I thought so. You're involved with Mr. Lamb in this dancing escapade.
Oh, that's right. We had the semi-finals last night.
So I gathered. He spent yesterday afternoon oiling his feet.
Oh, I know who you are. You're his number one.
That is correct, madam, yes.
The one he calls old Wind and Whiskers.
Pardon?
If we win, we'll leave the civil service and turn professional. I expect he's told you.
No, he hasn't said that he would... Leave the civil service?
Yeah, well, tell him Lidikins rang, will you? Oh, and say I'll wear my white for the final, so he'd better get his jacket cleaned. Jolly nice talking to you. Cheerio.
Mildred, look at me.
Yes?
Things are worse than I thought. Mr. Lamb's making a real fool of himself.
Oh, he's not having his hair done afro again.
Even worse. Even worse. His paramour says if they win next week's final, they'll leave the civil service.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes, yeah, you can see it, can't you? I mean, I'd taste the champagne and caviar and he'll throw it all up. No, he'll have 2 years tawdry glamour and then be on the scrap heap.
Give up his job and his pension and become a gigolo? He mustn't, Mr. Lennox Brown. You've got to stop him.
Well, why should I? Why should I? He's buttered his bread. Now let him lie on it.
Well, I suppose life will go on, sir. Our one-way system's come into force today, don't they?
Oh, that's right, Mildred. Yes, they uncovered the road signs last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Gregory hasn't been in to congratulate us. It must have affected the traffic.
Yeah.
Lennox Brown?
Oh, yes, we were just saying our new one-way scheme should have had some effect.
Oh, it has, Lennox Brown, it has.
London's traffic's flowing smoothly, sir.
London's traffic is flowing smoothly up to Birmingham.
Birmingham, sir?
Yeah, thanks to your scheme, everything moving in London has been funneled into a giant one-way system. This takes it round and round in ever-increasing circles till it finally disappears up the M1 underpass. There are now no cars in the metropolis. They've all been sent to the Midlands.
Well, are you sure, sir?
Oh, why do you think I wasn't in this morning? My car was diverted at 9 o'clock and I finally got here on the midday train from Stoke.
Well, how could such a thing have happened?
All your arrows are facing the wrong way. Where traffic should turn right, your signs force it left and vice versa.
Oh, glory.
What Hitler failed to do in 5 years bombing, this office has achieved in 5 weeks bungling. There's no motor transport in the whole of London.
Here is the news read by Brian Martin. With no motor traffic for the third day running, Londoners have been finding alternative transport. Newspaper owner Lord Rotherbrooke arrived at his office on horseback. His farming correspondent followed with a big scoop. MPs have been reaching the House of Commons on scooters, bikes and roller skates, though members of the Cabinet were, as always, reluctant to get their skates on. The Prime Minister travelled in a sedan chair carried by 2 footmen, later identified as Hugh Foot and Michael Foot. Cyril Smith used a sedan chair carried by the Bucks Light Infantry. Mrs. Thatcher and Mr. Heath shared a tandem, Mrs. Thatcher pedalling in front and Mr. Heath at the back not pedalling.
Good Lord. We didn't expect to see you two. All hell's let loose. Sir Gregory's furious about that traffic stoppage.
No, he isn't.
What do you mean, no, he isn't?
I just saw him on the stairs. They've decided that London without traffic was a good idea.
A good idea? But it took a week to get the cars back.
It cleared the pollution, Mildred. And all those sedan chairs and horse-drawn carriages proved a tourist attraction.
A tourist attraction?
A glimpse of old London, they said. Tourist bookings have doubled.
At least you'll leave us on a happy note, won't you?
I'm not leaving one.
You and Miss Proudfoot, we're turning professional.
We were, but now she won't. She works for the tourist board, you see, and she's got the credit for the jump in bookings. She's been promoted at double salary.
So she won't leave.
And I can't turn pro on my own, so I'm hanging up my dancing shoes.
Well, you're back with us after all, Mr. Lamb.
No, wait a minute. No, anything like that.
Muddling through as the men from the ministry were Richard Murdoch and Deryck Guyler. Also featured were Norma, Ronald Baddiley, John Graham and Nicolette McKenzie. The programme was written by Edward Taylor and John Graham and produced by Edward Taylor.